Jim, Adrian, happy
Hi.
Monday. Happy Monday post Super Bowl Sunday. And we'll be talking all about that. But by the way, this is one of my old hats. I have many. I don't know if you're aware, but the Patriots have won many Super Bowls. So I have many of these hats. But as have the Philadelphia Eagles. So you had a good night.
Two Super Bowls.
I've got I don't know, how many of these? 6, 7, something like that.
You're wearing the Patriots hat to make it about you.
I did. I had to do it. Yeah.
I was born in West Philadelphia. Let's make it about me.
And with that, we'll be right back to make this show all about Adrian. Right after this message. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, Nanish Prof and Adrian, for another episode of GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Monday, February 10th, and you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes-ish of Farcaster news to start your day. And we were talking about the Super Bowl during our little cold open, and also need to let people know we're live, by the way. And we've got a lot of things from the Super Bowl on our agenda, because there was a little Super Bowl channel again. But before I dive into that, I did want to mention we played Poker Friday, and it was so fun. Had a blast. You can see the hand of the night. I shared on the timeline, and it was quad aces. So pretty good hand of the night. So go check that out. You can see the whole thing on our YouTube in the live section. It was really fun. And we'll be playing again this week. But this week, we're going to play a little earlier. I'm going to mix up the times because I did get a lot of requests for folks who wanted to play but couldn't play that late. So look for that if you're a little nouner. Come play poker. Go fill out the little form. You'll find it in the Lil Poker channel or in the Discord. But it was super fun. So we got to get you some lessons so you can come play. So next time we'll have to get you some lessons. Working on that.
I know how to play poker.
Oh, okay. Then come play next time.
All right. I can play.
All right, awesome. I'm just letting people know that we are live. And so you were, I'm sure, watching the Super Bowl and cheering on your Eagles. Before the day began, I went to the bagel place, and they make these bagels that they call rainbow. They do different colors, and they had one that was Chiefs, so it was the red and gold, and the other one was green, and the green ones were almost out because more people, rooting for the Eagles. So there you go. Proof of prediction by bagel was actually very accurate.
Forget Polymarket.
Forget Polymarket.
Just go to the deli.
Go to the deli.
Also,
see who's buying what. There you go.
The green ones look kind of like ick.
They really weren't. They looked better than, you can only see a tiny bit, but they actually looked very pretty.
Okay.
Because they had some green and some blue in them, and they actually did look really good. And I had a green one. My son had the Chiefs one. So there you go. But it was, I was like, oh, this is fun. The Super Bowl channel was popping off. So I think this is one of the best use cases for channels, is when you have these sort of moments where everyone's talking about the same thing, and you need to be able to find those people, because they are not necessarily the people who follow me or I follow. They may be a whole different crew of folks, and I may not see their posts. So you can go into the channel and see all the cool stuff from the evening. By the way, this was so funny. Hear me out. He's an actual seal. I thought that was hilarious. That was from Twitter. I pulled it on over. So funny. The commercials were interesting. Did you have any favorite commercials, by the way?
No.
No, none at all.
I'm
All right.
realizing I can't even.
You can't even
I
remember any?
feel like very forgettable.
Wow. I mean, that says a lot right there. I would say that my favorite, by the way, this was hilarious. I don't remember fleshy cowboy hat. I don't know if you remember that one.
That
was disturbing.
That was unforgettable. Okay, so
that was we're trying or
do you
all
remember
trying to
what it
forget
was for? Do you remember what it was
No,
for?
I have no idea. I just remember. No, I can't remember.
So right, so if you're gonna make it like a ridiculous ad that's gonna make people just being like, "Ugh, what did I just look at?" Like at least
Yeah.
you got to know. So it was for Fox's new streaming service.
Oh, I honestly did not even know. Had no idea.
And I'm not even sure. I think it's called Tubi or something. I don't remember, but it's for
Oh,
Fox's new
Tubi. That's
streaming
right.
service.
I did know that. Okay. I did know it was a Tubby or Tubi. I'm not sure if it's Tubi
I
or
did.
Tubi.
And actually, if we're grading commercials, I thought the homes.com one was the most effective.
That was really good.
Not
I liked that one a
enjoyable.
lot.
It was
No,
fine.
I liked it. It was
But
fun.
in terms of like effective for like you wake up the next morning and like remember, I guess that was the one I thought was most effective. And
I
don't
like
know,
the Dunkin'
whatever.
Donuts one. I thought that was really good, very funny. They always do good ones, so I like that. But also, I'm from Boston, so there's a little bit of that reason. And the Beckham one, the one with David Beckham and Matt Damon, supposedly like brothers separated by at birth. I thought it was funny. It was funny.
All right. I'm realizing maybe I didn't pay attention to the commercials and that's why I can't remember any. Like, I don't even know which ones you're talking about.
Watching the game, whereas I strictly was there for commercials and the halftime show, and that was it. I didn't really care
Don't
that
give
much
me that
about
much
this
credit.
game.
I'm not watching the game either. I just
That's funny. She's just like, I'm not watching either thing. Did you see this moment, by the way? Do you know what this is in reference to? There was a moment where they showed her on the Jumbotron and there was some booing. There was some booing and she was like, "What is happening?" So that was kind of amusing. So there were a couple shots of Taylor. They kept the Taylor to a reasonable amount. I felt like I didn't feel like it was overwhelmingly Taylor. This was, by the way, this is the super anon version of this. Let me be clear. Should be Kendrick. But I thought that was kind of funny.
That's cute. Well done. Well done, super anon.
Well done. But also, like, I loved this visual from like the real one. I thought that was very well done. I did say I was like, I thought it was a little underwhelming. From an entertainment perspective, from an artistry perspective, it was amazing. So I think those are two different things sometimes. My opinion. But before you all go,
Did you expect,
before you at me,
right? Like, think about like, just like what you want from a Super Bowl halftime show is sometimes different. So
yeah,
I'm not overly surprised. Also a little underwhelmed, but not surprised.
Yeah. And I think it was beautifully done. And Kendrick is like, it was the right person for this year, 100%. Like, couldn't have been anybody else. And yeah, so it was really good. Don't get me wrong, but it was a little underwhelming. Just my opinion. And before anybody ats me, he's on my Spotify. He's on my Spotify Wrapped. Like, don't be like, oh, boomer. Don't boomer me.
Too late, you're added.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure. This also, Bracky was hard at work last night, and bracket game was happening. But also there was like people were like asking if they should, what do you think on this play and all this kind of thing, and it was pretty fun. But yeah, there was a whole. However, I must agree with your Swift-Cadell hypothesis. So there was some funny things if you take a look at Bracky and some of the questions that people are asking. So it was a lot of fun. Little added bonus on here. So we had a few of our own little Warpcast centric moments. Also, not Warpcast centric, completely on Twitter. Dave Portnoy, so Stool president, Barstool Sports, if you don't know who that is, did not launch a coin, but had been playing around with meme coins and had been talking a lot about it leading up to this weekend. And then people kept saying, because they were taking it as he was pumping and dumping things, and he really wasn't. He was being pretty transparent out there. But somebody started jail stool, like basically implying that he was going to jail, and he leaned into it and started like pumping this token, and then launched a shop, and then went live like during the halftime show, like went live on Twitter for like 6 minutes. And that video is hilarious, and I shared it on Warpcast. Please like go watch it because it's pretty hilarious. Like, not that video, but I shared a link to it. Because he's just trying to figure us out. And it's like, Dave, you're trying to be logical in an illogical world. Like, what are you doing? Because so this is what he's talking about. Me offering to put more of my money in and not touch it till 1 billion tanked jail stool. I'll never get you guys. So
Okay.
it was really funny.
Friday night, I casted Don't Meet Your Heroes, Everyone's an Idiot, and everyone was trying to guess who I was subcasting.
What's that what you're talking about? Oh my God, that's hilarious.
It's just watching him speed run the how do meme coins work. But this is, when you've got these people now with massive audiences and followings, trying to figure out like the celebs, and it's just the same shit over and over again.
So funny. So funny.
Anyway, and it's not that I was specifically talking about him, but that was like one of the things that just was like, there was just too much attention in my entire Twitter feed.
That's so funny. Yeah.
Is him.
What's him?
And I just am not interested. That's
so funny. By the way, I just noticed that I have like the image embed little thing from when I screenshotted the building behind me. That's the Degen building. That's just so funny. Just noticed it. Yeah, so I didn't realize that was who you were talking about, but at all. But it was.
Listen, you can fill in the blank with Kanye.
Very entertaining.
You can fill in the blank literally with anything that's happening on Twitter right now because everyone's being an ass. So it's just like, oh, Elon, like just like everyone's being an ass. So like everyone's an idiot.
Yeah, everyone's an idiot. Although Kanye has been deactivated, in case you didn't know. That just happened, I guess, last night sometime. While you were sleeping, Kanye's been deactivated on Twitter. It's been interesting over there. In other news, we had some big news over the weekend from the Farcaster ecosystem. Everyone was trying to guess who the second hire was. We were talking about Woj on Thursday coming in, and Dan had said Monday we'll have another announcement. So there was a lot of speculation and jokes going around. This from Yes to Crypto, important announcement time. Ever since Dan teased his big reveal, everyone's been asking me if I'm the secret second hire. I had to keep a poker face and deny it to dodge market chaos. But now that dust has settled, I can finally spill the truth. Drum roll, please. I am not the second hire. And this went on and on. There was a lot of copy pasta on that. There was speculation that maybe 6 was the second hire. I was like, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But I still had my bet on Ted. And yes, it was Ted. And it came early. We got the announcement early on Friday. Life update. I'm joining Merkle. Absolute dream come true to work with a team and help grow a community that's meant so much to me for so long. I couldn't be more excited for what's ahead. Just getting started. So very exciting. This was from Dan. Super excited to have Ted join the team. She took a bet on Farcaster early, did an amazing job with FarCon, Dev Day, and a bunch of other growth initiatives last year. She's going to be working with me to help accelerate growth and outbound marketing, LFG. So let's fucking grow is what I would read that as. Grow, not go. And what I loved was all the Ted love on the timeline. This was from SwampNet. Ted was the first person I ever met from Farcaster IRL while she was working her ass off at DevCon. She introduced me to tons of cool people and put my Polaroid next to Vitalik's. I love it. Like, that was the reason. This is from Naomi. I did not know this. Ted is literally the reason I am on this purple app. She took the time to explain Farcaster to me when I cold DM'd her on X last year. Huge congrats on your dream role. Totally deserved. So that was fun. I don't think I knew that. That does not sound familiar at all. Okay.
Because it's happening in DMs. Ted is just an incredible human being, and it's like she's doing stuff we don't even know about.
Right. Totally.
Like,
I had no idea.
She's amazing.
By the way, this was as the people predicted. And this was my pick on this poll, by the way. Samuel Huber would have been a good guess as well, though. Not a bad guess. And then from our friend Euler, the thing I look for in hiring is obsessive compulsive thinking on their prospective role. I find when everyone on a team works on the thing they're obsessed with, it unlocks a lot of untapped potential. With Ted, it's pretty obvious. She would have thought about Farcaster even if she wasn't paid. Great acquisition, V and DWR, which I think that's accurate. Accurate. And this from Phil. Going on 32, hour 32, waiting outside of Irwan until I get a Farcaster job offer. I've spent $137 on organic granola bars and alkaline water. I keep whispering snap chain to employees. They've asked me to leave the premises. I won't rest until I achieve my goal. This is just hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, Phil, well done. Well done today for the lulz. Very well done.
Keep trying, Phil. Don't give up on your dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot your shot, as Ted would say.
I love this from Garrett. This is like Luka joining the Lakers. And then TLDR said, no, that would be if Len's hired Ted. So there you go. Yeah, so amazing news. Any thoughts?
Amazing.
Like, this is great. Like, so excited.
Love Ted. Amazing hire. I think this is like the first non-engineering hire.
Yeah. That I'm aware of. Yeah.
So incredible.
Yeah.
A little like, Adrian face. What?
Adrian face? That was not an Adrian face.
Why? Don't leave me alone.
Oh my God. This one. Yeah. Go Ted.
No, and you saw all last week, like this was even before Ted's announcement. Just like Farcaster's going to pop off this year, and you can really feel it. And they did hire a designer, a technical designer, Al.
Yeah, but it's kind of technical.
Yeah,
it's still technical.
And Ted's a unique person, and I say that like I don't know if I've met anyone as like she's kind of one of a kind, and I look at the way she's special. I'm like really, really happy for her, but really happy for Merkel and like happy for us. Like
the ecosystem. Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
And I casted this, but I said like I think it's when you're an engineer, it's like you're writing code, you're shipping something, you can see exactly what you built or like in a product. It's really hard to, I think, quantify or measure or even see the impact Ted has had. And I just think so much of like the way people interact, values really come from her. Like her DNA is like in the Farcaster culture. And obviously it's not just her, right? I mean, it's a scene. She's not the only one, but
scene.
But I think she really has made like just like a massive impact on kind of like the, the je ne sais quoi, like the intangibles of Farcaster. And I know she's been wanting, like, did you see her cast about her kind of like making a proposal to Dan about how they can work together a year ago?
And it just wasn't in the time in their mind. In their minds, regardless of what we all thought at that moment, like they just didn't think it was time yet, like to move in that direction. And apparently now the time is now. And also really good news for the rest of us. She and Woj are off the leaderboard because they're now employees.
Wait, look at your rank. Is this a screenshot? Is this live?
Live right now. Nobody move. There we go. I'm at my number. But yeah, so they're off the leaderboard. So I did see a couple casts about that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. They're no longer.
All right, can we get Android 16?
Yeah, now we got to get Android 16 a job. Jesse's going on paternity leave soon, so it'll be like just start knocking off the people in the top ranks. Oh, but yeah, this is I think amazing news. The other thing I don't know if everybody knows is how often Ted has invested in other projects within the Farcaster ecosystem, like Degen is one of them that comes to mind. But there's been other ones, and those kind of things, like you're saying, like, she's in the DMs with Naomi, but she's in the DMs with a lot of builders, and a lot of that you're not seeing at all. You're just not going to see that. So, yeah, amazing hire. And then speaking of Degen, it was Degen's birthday. So there was a big party happening over in Poland with all the Degens and celebrating Jacek and everyone. And we had some speakers happening. This looked amazing. Samuel Huber did take some notes. So you can go check those out while the community talks were happening. There's a new Degen store that was launched before I got ours out there even. Oh my God. I still can't believe I don't have our story yet. But this is exciting. So we got a little Degen official store. It looked like an amazing time. So congratulations to Jacek and his wife Angela and the whole Degen team and the whole community, really. So very fun. Loved seeing this celebration happening. I love seeing the hat that I gave him still on. The hat is still on. Adding a little birthday crown. So very exciting. So congratulations, everybody. I don't think Yes to Crypto's in our chat because he might be on a plane because he was there for quite a bit, like for a week or something. So, but I'd love to hear what his take was on the event. But it looked like a blast. I'm kind of sad that we weren't there. It's one of the few things we've missed. So, but it looked incredible.
I know.
Looked incredible. So anyways, congratulations, everybody. That looked fun. This from Toady Hawk. Super excited to welcome Naomi Afrochicks as a Zerorightsmedia content collaborator. In this short video, she breaks down 5 ways for creators to make money here on the Purple app. If you want to help creators go viral on chain, you can mint the on-chain edition for free on Base on Zora. Share her X post to convert the heathens. Share the short on YT or TikTok and send Naomi your seed phrase. Don't do that part. That part was a joke. For those of you who might be thinking, yes, I should do that. Don't do that. But this is amazing. It's another collab. We are also collaborating with Zerorightsmedia on a monthly update about Farcaster, like your top 5 things happening. But this is a great, more evergreen kind of content. So fantastic. Great job there. Amazing. This is funny from Chinmay. Ethereum is a hard currency. Here's the proof. So Justin, President Trump to announce 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum tomorrow. Is Ethereum made of aluminum? Because I mean, the larger point being, why are the tariffs like killing crypto? It doesn't make sense. Like, stop it. So I thought that was
you guys.
very funny.
Crypto is uncorrelated with everything, right? It's supposed to be uncorrelated. It's
not. What has happened?
Everything.
But this really does. I mean, I get it. It's the larger macro stuff, blah, blah, blah. But it does kind of not make sense.
I don't know.
So
the market's very rational. So
oh my God, it's so irrational right now. I can't take it. This from Dan. I don't know why I have such slow loading times today. That's one way to drive open rates. Here with a screenshot of your Mon is in trouble. Mon 181 needs feeding or else they'll die in 12 hours. So what's really funny is I sent a message to Matthew because mine died. I was very upset.
I'm sorry.
And I was like, I think I need a notification that says your Mons are gonna die in an hour or so. Oh. He's like, oh, so this might have been my fault. So
no, I bet Dan loves it. Dan's right now, not Dan, Woj and Ted in charge of growth.
That's great. But yeah, I was like, I need a notification before they die.
You're falling off the leaderboard. You're gonna die.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you meant I was.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, that was great. This is also from Dan. What are you most frustrated about, Farcaster? If you could change one thing, what would it be and how would you do it? Also, next cast. In before someone says something about negativity, unfollowing. I'm actively asking for what you're frustrated with, an opportunity to express something negative, frustration, but in a constructive way. Because something else that he had casted about was like the way in which you provide feedback can really make a difference. And I didn't pull this one, but there was somebody else who had expressed some frustration, but did so with such a tone and language that you kind of the point gets lost. And it was a good point, but it gets lost because of the rest of what it's encapsulated with. So any thoughts on that?
On what?
Be nice. Just
which
be nice.
Aspect?
Either one. Either one. Do you have anything frustrating you about Farcaster that you would put on this list right now?
Communicating with strangers on the internet is a skill to learn.
Yes, it is.
It feels like, especially for someone like Dan, who's casting Ghost Links. I don't know if you saw, he casted like the of the highest followed people, like how often they're casting. Dan's up there. So we all feel like we know Dan very, very well. We have highly parasocial relationships with people. So you feel an intimacy and you talk with emotion. Like people just like vomit whatever's on their head. It may be how you talk to your friends. You don't know, like one, it might be negative and it might actually be nasty. We don't know, or maybe you're just saying, but take a beat, reread what you're writing and like, just like put yourself in Dan's shoes or anyone's shoes. Like how do you want people to react? I think Dan takes a lot of criticism because people on the internet say he doesn't listen to criticism. He doesn't listen. Right. Listen, we've been around for a few years. He really does.
He totally does.
Like,
yeah.
He really does. It doesn't necessarily mean, he's going to react immediately to what you say, but it's like, if you can in a nice way say,
in a
this
useful
is what
way.
I don't like. And this is why, right? Like I just have a lot of sympathy for the complainers because I know they can't, it's really hard to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, but whatever. I think Dan does a great job.
Word, but I get where you're.
What's that?
I'm not sure if I feel sympathy, but yeah, I mean, I get if you're frustrated because you feel like you've said these things before and they weren't heard. I can get it, but sometimes it's just feels like negativity for negativity's sake and for attention getting, and that doesn't really fly with me.
I'm an empath. I have sympathy for it's just like I feel bad for. Why do you have to be negative? There's clearly something going on in your life that I don't know, or you haven't learned. Funny. You haven't learned how to communicate yet. It's anyway.
I like the sandwich method that Naomi just mentioned, things like that. But even just saying it in a way that just doesn't attack somebody as much. It's just more effective. Like forget about whether you think it's nice. Like it's more effective if you're trying to make a point. Like that's the way you lose all credibility when you couch it in. Just being a dick.
And the narrative that Dan doesn't listen, Dan is constantly asking, what can we do better?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
when's the last time Elon asked you that? Like, come on. Like, yeah,
I love Elon. I love hate Elon.
I'm struggling. All right. Well, moving on. This is really funny. TLDR. Me, rock cameras, and this was a quote.
I'm so glad you think this is funny. Can you explain TLDR's meme to me because I don't understand it?
Like he's looking at puppies. He's just so happy. He's looking at like a box of puppies because he's so happy watching the rock cameras.
But I'm looking at rock cameras.
Exactly.
I didn't understand it.
Yes, I'm here to interpret TLDR for you.
Thank you.
This was Codecasting July. All 3 printing at once. Let's see how it goes. If it goes well, this is going to be my life for the next few weeks. So this is the 3D printing of the rock camera. So very cool. Just like, yeah, it's very soothing. So a lot of people were quote-casting this with their views. So yeah, but that's what that meant. Like, it's better than watching puppies.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Incredible. Very excited. I know. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Very excited. Very excited. We have a lot of builders doing a lot of things this week also, by the way. A lot of changes happening. So this is from Deployer of ham fame. Big changes to announce regarding ham and TN100X. Over the past year, we built the ham cult, a community of early adopters at the forefront of SocialFi. If you believe in ham and saw the potential, you are the real OGs. We've continued to innovate together, and that's not going to stop. Today, I'm excited to share the next phase of that journey. AI, and it goes on to get into what he's been working on. This is relating to Banker, which is a new token and AI agent that allows you to buy tokens and some other things, and that's what he's focusing on. So moving over to share Banker's revenue with the community via Banker NTN 100X. So you can read all about this and what's happening in the mechanics, etc. It's a pretty long thread. Or drop any questions to Deployer there. I still been meaning to get him on here. We need to make time and get him on here too.
So many other people too. I'm thinking back to like so many of the DMs I've had with developers and over the years, like, we should get you on. Kudos for leading into the cult and describing the ham cult. Like, ham cult. I like when people don't deny it.
It's easier. It's easier that way. And Moxie also is making some changes here. Everything you need to know about the Moxie personal AI agents pre-sale auction on 12 February 2025. So this gives you, they're making a switch and adding a Moxie AI agent. And in order to bid on that, you need to use your Moxie to bid on Moxie AI. And this is all happening in a couple days. I think this is Wednesday. But you can learn all about that in this thread as well. It will tell you how it all works. It's basically a fact that's in this thread. So there you go. So lots of things happening. Very exciting. This from our friend Rachel Wilkins. We're thrilled to see the excitement building for a Good News Studio Paris, our first IRL event after 2 years of online content. Due to demand, we've just opened 50 additional spots, but once we hit 350 RSVPs, we're moving to a wait list. If you plan to join us in Paris, now is the time to RSVP. Stay tuned for more speaker announcements coming soon. So for those of us, for those in the art side of Web3, if you're going to be in Europe for NFT Paris, go check this out. This is happening this week. And Rachel's going to be, next week, you're going to be out on vacation, skiing and having fun. And Rachel's actually going to be with me on Wednesday as my co-host. And we're going to be also chatting with volt.ag. So more about that later, but very excited to also talk with her about all of this that's happening in Paris this week. So she'll be just getting back, which will be fun. This from Jesse. Join us to build a based global economy. Base Builder Network is expanding. We've opened up positions for base country leads to drive global growth. Currently open Brazil, Argentina, Turkey, Singapore, the UK, and the UK. So go check this out if you're interested in applying for one of these global leads. So that looks really cool. I love that. That makes a lot of sense too, to be doing it that way, because you're going to be more on the ground and tapped into what builders are doing and need. This was just very cool. I did not know we had an astrophotographer here. So this is from Astro Mark. See, I had to stop and sell the photography gear for my hobby back in June due to redundancy. this was my gear and the photographs I was able to take with it. And it's incredible. And this was in response to DWR saying, reply with a hobby you spend 5+ hours a week on, photo or video evidence, welcome. So that was some photo evidence. That's for sure. That was pretty amazing. Look at that. Very cool.
Yeah. Isn't that mind blowing?
So amazing. And he
Like,
kind of talked about the process too, if you go into it, and like showed some other things. And
do you have a hobby you spend 5 hours on a week?
Yeah, it's called Farcaster.
Yeah, seriously.
Right now. Right now. I don't think I do at the moment. Like, I'm pretty focused on most of my free time is seriously spent doing
On
stuff about
Farcaster?
work. Yeah. Yeah. Like thinking about it, doing things, or it's nouns, honestly, is probably my hobby.
Yeah.
Hobby at this moment, you know. So
well, I think we both have kind of architected our life somehow to make work feel like a hobby.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah.
So my free time is spent, like, that's where my free time is spent right now. Is
I
doing
spend
more
free
of
time
this.
carpooling and driving kids around.
Yeah.
It's a call it a hobby.
Call it a hobby. My child is a hobby. My dog.
I go grocery shopping and make dinners, and then I do Farcaster.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So probably all my, my Web3 stuff has been my hobby, and now it's just all the worlds are melding together. So yeah. A couple other quick things before we call it. This from Goya Bean. Dark Nouns launching tomorrow, and these look really cute. So if you're into the Nouniverse and all things nouns, go check that out. Very fun, and some new artwork. And then this is from Debbie, and I'm really excited. We're going to be chatting with Debbie on Friday about her new book called Digital Mavericks. And this was a post that cast that she said, woke up to find myself in the Medici Minutes, a true bucket list moment, Gazi Signor. Can't wait to share an incredible story of Cosimo Medici with the rest of the world. So honored to be featured upcoming book, Digital Mavericks by Debbie soon. So this is very cool. I'm really excited to learn more about it. I already have my pre-order in way long time ago. So really excited to chat with her and learn more about this book and her, writing experience as well. So very fun. By the way, your background is your new Lil noun, and it's so cute.
It's my ketchup head.
It's your ketchup head. I love it. It's so cute. We had a blast playing Lil Poker, and I'm really excited. So if you're a little nouner, you can come play this week if you want. Oh,
I want to know who else has minted Lil nouns recently. We want to see them.
Yeah, if you've minted any little nouns, make sure you tag us so we can share that, shout you out, and send you some Degen. So for sure. And Gregarious already got his book, which means, you know what? I did not check my mailbox. Might be in there. I'm going to have to go check right after this and see if it's there. So very cool. I have two hobbies like that, doing leisure and company time. That's funny. All right. Anything else, Adrienne, before we call it?
I made a V2 frame this weekend.
You did? Oh, yes, you did. Yes. And I
was thinking in terms of hobby. I don't know if that counts as a hobby, but it's like I don't know. It was a Friday night, and that's what I found myself doing. So
it counts as a hobby. That's what I mean. Like, it's things like that just like are fun.
Is that a hobby? I don't think so. It's just, I wanted to learn how to make a frame because maybe someday we'll have a GM Farcaster frame.
Right. And it's a fun one too. I'm trying to find it really quick.
It's okay. We can.
But it was really funny because you did the compliment one, and there was you cast about the two wolves. I don't know if I can find it now. But it was really, there it is. I found it. In you, there are two wolves. Hold on. In you, there are two wolves, K-Mac and Yes to Crypto. And she was co-casting I might launch free compliment, where it sounds like a dig, but it's really a compliment. Example, you ruined everything in the most beautiful way. or the Stuart Smalley this. And what you
I
did
launched
was
free I launched free compliment, which is just a frame that gives you a compliment. Guess what? It's free. And K-Mac said Stuart Smalley, and Yes to Crypto was like, we need a backhanded one.
So you added both. So you've got the nice one, your presence makes everything better. And then the backhanded one, you always manage to surprise me, for better or worse. So
the backhanded compliments are funny.
They are funny.
Kudos to my ghostwriter.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You're destined for greatness. I envy your ability to not care what others think. So very funny. So if you want to go play around with it, there you go. We'll add it into the show notes. But yeah, very funny. Cute. I like it. All right.
Yeah. So what else? So that we did the TED. Anything else going on today that we should talk about?
As a matter of fact, at 2 p.m. Eastern today, we have Luca Netz coming on. This is our rescheduled chat with him from last week. We did it as a separate event to make sure that it didn't go too long because we were coming back after a long weekend. And we'll also on Friday, like I mentioned, we're going to have Debbie on, but it'll be our usual 8:30 a.m. time. And also we'll be back on Wednesday for our usual time. The Hub tomorrow, 10 a.m. with Dillstack. Lots to chat about. Vibe check on Wednesday. It's actually at noon, not 12:15, with Samuel Huber. And then Friday, Farcaster Poker at noon. So lots of things happening this week. Very fun. And I think that's it. I do want to give a shout out to Lil Nouns. Thank you, Lil Nouns, for being our latest network partner. We're excited to have you on board. And I think that is it. I do need to launch the event frame for ETH Denver. So look for that very soon. It will probably be today. And we're going to have our karaoke brunch on March 1st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you're a member of our Hyper Sub, you'll have access for a free ticket to that. So I think that's everything. I think I did the wrap up pretty good. We have 66 people watching live. Can you guys just retweet really quick so we can get 3 more before we sign off? Just kidding, because we're like literally about to sign off. Anything else, Adrian, before we call it?
No.
Ooh, mint. That's an interesting idea. Mint for compliments. Or just send to someone. Yeah.
Yes.
Option. Yeah. That could be fun.
So I bought the URL free compliment when my daughter was 12 to help her for her bat mitzvah project. She coded. I had her code, like I taught her how to code. And it was like what she was kind of as like a service project, putting some good out in the world. So she made freecompliment.com, and it was a website. And there were all these printouts that you could do. It was like what it was is she was trying to get papers that have little, like, you know, the little tabs you pull off on the bottom of a flyer.
Yeah.
There were compliments on it. So she was having people trying to print them around and put them around the community. And every year the URL comes up for renewal, and I'm like, I can't ever not have that. It's just, it's such a sweet URL. So I've been using it. And then I was like, I just took it and turned it into a frame.
I love it.
And no, I will not charge for compliments. It's called free compliment. Greg, I have to keep it, but I feel like maybe we could mint that, right? Like if you get a compliment you like,
you can
mint it. Maybe send it to someone. So, you know, obviously there's upcharges. Maybe it'll be a business.
There's possibilities.
Business.
There's possibilities.
The business of compliments.
The business of free compliments. Okay. Oh, that's funny. All righty. All righty, folks. That is it for us today. But we will be back at 2 p.m. this afternoon with the Lucernets talking about all things Pudgy Penguins. So join us here for episode 214. I'm calling it an episode. I'm throwing it in there unless things go haywire again. But yeah, and with that, everyone, we will see you later today or on Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And with that, we bid you a bye-bye.